Thank you, Dr. Ramanjanayil garu. Very good afternoon to all the dignitaries present on the dais and the dignitaries present off the dais. Very good afternoon. First of all, I congratulate to Dr. Ramanjanayil, Dr. Raghuram Reddy garu for organizing this national level symposium on agroforestry and QPM. And I congratulate all the participants, all the scientific fraternity who have joined from all the states, pan India community have gathered here for this two days symposium. I think this the outcome, the recommendations of this 2 days workshop will come in the form of a brochure or and that will be beneficial to the stakeholders. And with this background, I am not a scientist, but I am holding the research institute, and we are closely associated. ICR institutes and our ICFR institutes are closely associated, and we have 9 sister institutes. They are working in many states like for FRI Dehradun, TFRI Jabalpur, like that. IFB Hyderabad is also one of the institute. Our ICFR institutes are also working on agroforestry models like agriculture universities and ICR institutes. They are also working on agroforestry models, and there is no lack of scientific work or scientific research or knowledge. There is adequate knowledge on agroforestry models for various geoclimatic regions of India, but this adoption is a problem. And I think various suggestions have come from uh, this from this 2 days seminar symposium. I think that will sort out some of the problems, and that will be a guidance for our forest department. Basically, I'm a forest officer, worked in various states on Andamans, Arunachal, Goa, and we regularly deal with the industry people also, those who are working, those who are in the timber industry, especially this engineered wood, plywood industries, this composite woods, those who work for pulp wood industry and paper industry. Those are our stakeholders. Not only that, the raw material product producers, the farmers, also our important stakeholders. But the adoption is lacking in many states like Telangana, like Raghuram Reddy sir was also telling you. And states where uh, this forest cover is less, their agroforestry is flourishing well. Like the Haryana, Punjab, Western UP, their forest cover is minimum or lacking. Their restrictions are very less. That's why the farmers are coming forward and they are adopting these agroforestry systems. And I think they are fulfilling the entire country's timber needs, because India is a timber deficit country. We are importing timber, and this Haryana plywood industries, they are supplying the plywoods, and in Bangalore also they are supplying this composite woods, plywoods and engineered timber, because we have to achieve the goal of housing for all. This housing industry is there is a evergreen demand. There is increasing demand for construction industry, for especially this timber. This green building concept has come, and the wood is need to be reduced, and at the same time the composite woods are there are technologies available, but raw material source is lacking. The farmers are encouraged, but there are lot of restrictions are there. With that intention only, the government of India, and this year 2023 Forest Conservation Amendment Act has brought to, and under this also, the plantation crops will be excluded from the purview of the deemed forest concept. In 1996, there was a Supreme Court judgment in Godavarman case. At that time, they have declared all naturally grown trees, including this private forest, were also brought under the purview of the Forest Conservation Act. They need to obtain permission from central government for diverting or for felling trees in these private forests. But in states like Arunachal Pradesh also, there are most of the plantations are private plantations only, and a lot of restrictions are there for adopting agroforestry plantations. In this, many states also have liberalized this transit rules. Like Punjab, Haryana, there is no forest. In the neighboring forest also, there will be less number of trees. If the farmer is going a tree that is not available in the neighboring forest, there is no need of transit pass. But that tree is available in the adjoining forest area, they need to obtain this transit pass from the forest department. That is creating a deal. And but with that intention only, The state governments also coming forward and liberalizing this transit rules for facilitating farmer at the time of harvesting and marketing. But in spite of that, also many farmers are not coming forward. As your topic is also quality planting material, but quality planting material is lacking. Our institute also recently conducted some trainings to the farmers, and farmers are ready to grow some trees, agroforestry trees, but they are not getting quality planting material suitable for their land. And if they get also not to that is of inferior quality, not many nurseries are supplying quality planting materials like many that as you are talking about superior clones and other uh, fast growing species, but they are many areas they are not available to the farmers for taking up. But the private nurseries have to be encouraged, and even though private nurseries also, there should be some certification mechanism. Even ICFR institutes, they are certifying some private nurseries. But your extension division of like agriculture university, your basically this Krishi Vignan Kendras, they can play a major role in certifying forest nurseries, so that private nurseries also can cater to the needs of the farmers, so that they can take up this fast growing tree species, especially this commercial tree species, and they have to be taken up in agroforestry, because we have a lot of agroforestry models are there. But if there is no quality planting material, if there is no proper certifying mechanism, if there are no proper buyers, and these linkages have to be established, and some areas wood based industries are there, they have good buyback mechanism is there. Like in Bhadrachalam, these paper mills, they have agreement with some farmer societies, associations. But in many areas, that is lacking. And even the credit is also, they are not getting. Individual farmer, they have less bargaining power. But institutes like NABARD, they are extending financial support too. But there is no guarantee or no surety, such kind of thing is not there. If there is some society of farm tree growers, even our agriculture university also conducting tree growers mela, and they can be encouraged to form societies, so that they can get credit, and they can have some linkage with industry, some tie up with industry, and they can ask forest department to for facilitating their transit. Even forest department also, we are registering private plantations like in Goa, in Arunachal and other states. We register plantations at the time of planting itself, so that the farmers will not face any hurdle at the time of harvesting, and they can be facilitated to transport to the industry, or for interstate transfer also it should be facilitated. There should not be any hurdles, so that the agroforestry can be implemented on a large scale. Like earlier, there used to be these restrictions for planting royalty species. Like sandalwood was not allowed to grow outside forest area, like many other species. And what caused this inside the forest area, these plantations have disappeared. Now it is made liberalization. This now people are cultivating sandalwood outside forest areas, and red sanders also they are cultivating outside. But what is lacking is there are no buyers, because as you know, this red sanders is a red listed species of IUCN, and there are quota restriction will be there export to. Like people can't export outside India without DGFT, Director General Foreign Trade Promotion permission, and if that also quota is restricted. And what people are doing, they are making this oil and they are exporting. And for processing industries also there are lacking, because as per MOEF rules, there will be state level wood based industries committees will be there, and PCCF will be the chairman. But when any entrepreneur comes for permission for establishing wood based industry, what we ask them to show the source of raw material, but they fail to show the source of raw material, and they could not get the sorry, could not get the license. If they could not get license, they will not establish industry, and that is causing, if we, it should be fairly and easily, there should be liberal approach for permitting wood-based industries, especially this sandalwood oil extraction or other. Everybody can't export to this. Karnataka, there is a Karnataka Soaps and Detergent Limited is there. They are processing sandalwood and extracting oil. But Telangana, it is not lacking. 10-15 years before, we have asked them to plant sandalwood. But now farmers are coming to us and they are asking where to sell. And if we see the internet website, we can see hundreds of sellers' names, but we can't see a single buyer's name, and that is causing. And there should be proper licensed traders should be there. Even if somebody buys also, they are middlemen, they are agents. They don't know where to supply also, and the forest department also, they can't give permission, no? Without knowing the source and destination. How forest department will give transit pass? And there should be licensed processing units, and they should be liberally given permission for establishing any wood-based industry. Or nowadays there are a lot of demand for phytochemicals and other agroforestry products, and there is a, in future also there would be, will be likely to be high demand for this agroforestry produce, and there is a need to promote these industries, and this quality planting material also should be supplied, and farmer, then only farmers will come forward for taking up agroforestry models you have suggesting. And with this, and there are India also committed at international level in UNFCCC COP 27. India is a signatory to UNFCCC, and we have large targets for carbon fixation, and India committed for net zero carbon emissions by 2070, and that is a huge target. And only through large scale plantation we can sequester carbon, we can achieve carbon neutrality. And India, we have to sequester carbon. India committed to sequester 3 trillion tons equivalent carbon dioxide sequestration by 2050. For that, we have less recorded forest, only 24%, but our target is 33. And we have to encourage our farmers to take up agroforestry plantations. That is trees outside forest. That is growing as per Forest Survey of India report. Every year we are increasing trees outside forest, but our forests are degraded. Open forests are increasing, dense forests are decreasing because of biotic pressure. Protection is also a major problem. In states like Telangana, farmers will not plant to agroforestry tree species because this lot of biotic pressure will be there. Protection is a major problem, and you have to evolve such species that are that can resist to drought, that can resist to tolerate this biotic pressure, and such fast growing species we can evolve for agroforestry systems, so that farmer can be motivated to take up agroforestry plantations. Even India is committed to CBD targets of UNFCCC COP 15, and we have to protect 30% land area by 2030. That is 30-30 target. 30% of the land area should be sustainably managed by planting trees. And with that, for that target also, we need to achieve. India is a signatory to CBD also, and we have to UNCCD also. India is a signatory. We have to bring back our wastelands into productivity, and for that reason we need to plant to this because many areas, as our scientific community, they are presenting for various geoclimatic zones, but our lands mostly desert areas, salt affected areas, and coastal areas, where most of the tree species cannot tolerate. For such difficult soils, we need to evolve such tolerant tree species, and so that we can brought these wastelands under productivity to achieve our target. And I think this agroforestry symposium, they have made some suggestions, and with this I have not given any topic, but I am very happy that joining such a wonderful very scientific community for giving me this opportunity, to Dr. Ramanjanayulu and to Dr. Raghuram Reddy, all the dignitaries and chair of this session, and all the scientists for a wonderful session. Thank you, everybody.